odd is it to go from a week where you guys go 114 to 95 to 57-50? And what does it say maybe about this team's ability to win in both fashions?
I think it says a couple things about each team. First off, that for us, you said it, Kevin, that we've been able to find different ways to win different games, and it's been different guys night in and night out. And today's just another example. You're coming off a game that was an absolute track meet. And today was a game in which it was equally as intense. Two teams played just as hard as the track meet the other day at Auburn, but the flow was just so much different. And I think it says something about Mississippi State, and that a bunch of young guys, a bunch of very, very talented guys, I thought they really buckled down and defended at a really high level. We, for 40 minutes, never got into an offensive flow that we would have liked to have gotten into. Did enough defensively, of course, played really well defensively. Emotional week for us, tough week with Johnny Buna going down. These guys are all very close to John, and overcame those emotions. And the tough week that they've had to come in here and really defend at a high level, despite the fact that they didn't get to see that ball going through the net as much as they did the other day, of course, and as much as we normally do. So hats off to the Bulldogs. They really guarded. Really proud of my guys' physical effort, though.
How did you feel like they responded physically with John being out? And
thought they were great. I mean, we're flying around, led by Kavarius Hayes. He was tremendous. Justin Leon played so hard. Our guards did a good job of getting some deflections, containing to a certain extent. I mean, this team's really difficult to defend. They spread you. They've got 4 guys that can shoot the 3. Sometimes they've got 5 guys on the floor that can shoot the 3. Lamar Peters is, wow, he's just very difficult to, you got to be close enough to him because he's so dangerous, of course. And then he's got the bullseye ability too. And Key Weatherspoon's one of the toughest matchups in the league as well. Mari Kegler's coming, so great defensive effort for our guys. And it started at the tip. We're in a stance. We communicated at a high level. I think we rallied around John being out and did what we needed to defensively. We've got to make obviously some improvements offensively.
Mike, ball security.
My goodness, Chris, it's unlike us, uncharacteristic. A lot of times we were playing 3 guards out there and just made some sloppy decisions. You know, again, I don't want it to be as much about that as it was good defense by Mississippi State. But in a game like this, when you're struggling to score, you don't see it going in. Every defensive possession is so important because you feel like this team can go on an 8-0, 10-0 run on you like that, and we're jumping up in the air and trying to thread the needle and pressing offensively. And in our guys' defense, when you're a team that when you 10 minutes left in the game and you're used to looking up at the scoreboard and you have this amount of points, and now you're sitting here, you can see why the pressing and the forcing, trying to do a little bit too much, could creep in. But we've got to avoid that in the future.
Holman had that dunk to tie it at 52, I think, with about 2 minutes left, and then you guys didn't give up another point. Yeah. Defensively, what did you think worked so well? And it seemed like Hayes was a big part of that. That has to be nice.
He was great. He blocked 4 shots, and then down the stretch, I thought he was really good with verticality, with wall-ups about 35 inches up in the air and using his length and being legal, taking it in the chest, if you will. He cleaned up some mistakes, and some of them aren't mistakes. Some of them are, again, with Lamar Peters and Q, they put you in a quandary in that you've got to run them off the line, and then they sometimes they're just by you. And then, unfortunately for us, we've got Kavarius in there that can be a rim protector. You know, we don't have 2 anymore, but we have 1, and he was tremendous today.
What about Devin? He's got a weird. It was 0 for 6 from the floor, but he grabs 10 rebounds.
Yeah, as I told Devin in the post game, and I'll start with a couple other guys. And we'll circle back to Devin, but Casey had an uncharacteristic game with 1 assist to 6 turnovers. Yet he steps up and he goes 4 of 8, and I thought he really defended. You know, you have 1 to 6, and you continue to stay in character defensively. It's a sign of maturity and experience and some toughness. I'm proud of him. We had a couple other guys that didn't necessarily get going, but continued to defend, and then. Lastly, with Devin, he goes 0 for 6. He had a couple pretty good looks, just wouldn't go in for him. and he finds a way to get 10 rebounds. If he doesn't get 10 rebounds, we don't win this game. So proud of that character that he played with.
Some people are a little concerned about Kenyon. It looked like he wanted to go back in the game, or what was his situation?
Yeah. He told me he was fine. He was ready to go. I don't know what the deal was. I'm just guessing he rolled his ankle. I guess I shouldn't go further than that, but for him to feel good enough to go back in is a good sign, I would think.
Did you make some changes to the interior defense? They got to the rim pretty frequently in the first probably 10 to 15 minutes, and it seemed like that slowed down significantly after that.
Yeah, I thought a lot of that was transition offense. We had a couple miscommunications there. We're forced to play a little bit differently with ball screen coverage because of the personnel. With John going out, we've spent a lot of the last 72 hours on, okay, now when you're in at this position, you've got to guard ball screens against Mississippi State this way, and if we adjust, you might have to guard them this way. But if you're playing this position, which you've never played before, and Justin Leon and Keystone and guys like that, now you've got to guard them this way. But if these guys are in, we have to guard them this. So we've had a, paralysis by analysis at times in our guys' defense. But these guys are very difficult to defend. We just did a better job, I thought, in the second half of that communication level was a little bit higher. We were a little bit more sound, and we kept them out of the paint for the most part at a little bit of a higher level. And then the times we didn't, again, thank goodness, Kavarius was in there.
You were up by a dozen in the second half. What was Mississippi State doing to get themselves back into the ball game?
First off, they're good. They're good. They make you defend. They run good stuff. They take good screens. They cut really hard. They do some misdirection stuff. They've got a bunch of stuff in, and it's hard to prepare against all the stuff they're going to throw at you. First off, that's the first factor. Second factor is that they've got very good players, who are very, very talented. And thirdly, again, I wish we could get a couple of those live ball turnovers back, which put us in peril in defensive transition.
How did it feel facing Stapleton? Did he say anything to him before the game?
Yeah, I told him, I'm proud of him. He's fighting through adversity here with his knees, and just continue to encourage him. I told him, hey, you're doing great. Tell Mom hello, and make sure you keep doing well academically. He's a guy that I enjoyed recruiting, and I enjoyed coaching him. Xavier and I, we won a championship together, so we'll always be close.
All right, thank you.